views expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is Deadbeat Dad or Sexually Irresponsible. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive at 5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, I spoke about medical gaslighting, the signs, responses, and consequences. Go over to YouTube, type in Intellectual Radio, stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is, "A good father is one of the most unsung, unpraised, unnoticed, and yet one of the most valuable assets in society." Here are your trending topics for today. A teenage girl's boyfriend is a suspect of killing her and two other people during a domestic-related home invasion in Bolingbrook on Sunday night. Bolingbrook police responded to the 100 block of Lee Lane, right off of Route 53, about 8:15 p.m. for a report of possible home invasion. When they arrived at the home, they found 4 people had been shot. A man and 2 juvenile girls were pronounced dead. Police said a woman, 34, was taken to a local hospital for treatment. A 3-year-old boy and 14-year-old boy were also in the home during the time of the shooting, but they were not injured. 2 victims were identified as 17-year-old Samaya Shelton Tillman and 40-year-old Cortez Daniels. Police said the third person or victim is waiting to be identified at the DuPage County Coroner's Office. A 17-year-old suspect boy was taken into custody about 10 p.m. He had been dating Sheldon Tillman at the time. Police said that they are working on charges with the Will County State's Attorney's Office. Those are your trending topics for today. We are grateful for our sponsor, who is today Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she is catering to all of your beauty needs from head to toe. You can head on over to her website, marykay.com/GDOTSON, for some new, exciting new products that she has to offer. Make sure you tell her that Warriors Talk sent you. I'm so excited about the show today. Co-hosting with me today is none other than cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, Rizal Gilmore, aka The Biz. Hey, Rizal.
Hey, Lady ReShell. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm alive. I'm above dirt. That's what matters.
That's important.
Definitely.
So I am excited about this show today. It actually stemmed from a video that went viral not too long ago. And so it gave me the title about Deadbeat Dad and Sexual Irresponsible. So I am going to play the video. Hey, Lisa, thank you for joining us tonight. Please like and share the show, you guys, if you are tuning in. Don't keep this information to yourself. Share it out with someone else. So I want to play the video, Rizal, and I'm just going to caution everyone that if you have sensitive ears, there's no cussing in the video, but it's kind of graphic. So, all right, so I'm gonna play the video and then we are going to discuss some of the parts of the video. So here you go.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
Ooh, so that's the video.
Well, that was a mouthful.
It was. Coach T said he sounds like a complete idiot.
Hey, Coach T.
Yeah,
What?
so it's all over the internet right now. He's viral, and I did get a chance to take a look at some of the other videos that he's done. So they all sound about the same.
Well, then, I'm still taking it in because this is maybe the second time that I've now seen the video, and I really can't say what my thoughts are, but I know as the show go along, I'm going to have some type of input into this. But I know this is about to be juicy, interesting. There's some thing that's about to come out. Oh, Lord.
So he's a 27-year-old man. He has 7 children with 7 baby mamas.
Why would you want 7 baby mamas? It's bad enough just dealing with one. You want to deal with 7? What they say, 7 is the number of completion. He should be done after 7.
Well, remember he said he wasn't trying to have any kids.
Well, it's too late for that. Try not to have no kid. Okay, so let's talk about his practice first. And obviously, his pull-out game is definitely weak. So,
well, he said he wasn't trying to pull out.
Whew, I might have to get some tea for this one.
It is, Coach T. It is a lot to unpack in this video. And it is trending like crazy, Lisa. It really is. He wasn't really trying to have any kids. He wasn't. But
even if he wasn't trying to have them.
He said he was being irresponsible. He said he knew he was being irresponsible and he did not want to pull out. But then he did say that, this was on another video, he said that none of the women asked him to use a condom. Had they asked him to use a condom, he would have.
All right, let's go, because I got kind of mixed feelings with this whole thing.
Coach T said he wasn't trying to do anything to prevent children. He wasn't. He really was.
Exactly. You know, if you're laying down with a woman and you're having unprotected sex, you know that there's a chance, and after that chance, there are consequences that happens from doing that. He now has 7 consequences from that chance that he took.
So he said this is not his fault. And that women should be more more careful, more selective about who they sleep with.
I do agree with him with that. I do agree with him with that. I always say that you should know your partner or who you lie down with. These just jumping into things and not knowing the person, then you end up with people like this and you end up in situations like this. So yes, I do agree with him with that.
I do. I agree with taking your time and getting to know somebody, and don't practice these one-night stands. I don't know if these were one-night stands or if these were individuals that he was dealing with for a period of time and then they ended up getting pregnant. But I would want to say he might have been dealing with them because he didn't use anything. So I would hope he didn't just meet these people and it does happen and he didn't use anything.
And I hope he wasn't doing it all at the same time. Ugh, I'm a man and I'm saying that's nasty. Yeah.
Coach T said she take issue with the man saying he don't want any kids, but he's not using any protection. He should be the first to be using protection.
That's right. He should be doing some type of, you don't want any kids, you know the consequences, you should be doing some type of prevention. Whether if you're not using it, you better be strong with your pull-out game or whatever the fact. And even with that, that's not even guaranteed. But at least you got a chance.
Yes. Okay. I saw another video with him talking about a vasectomy, and he was like, "What? I don't even know what that is. I just learned what that is, and I'm not doing it."
I can't blame him for not wanting to do that. You want to keep everything, and at maybe a point, maybe he do want to have kids, even though now it's too late for that because he got 7. But some men do it because they don't want to have kids, or in his case, look, have the operation, snip, and then you don't have to worry about kids, having kids anymore. I don't know if it feels like it's taken from his manhood, or the feeling not going to be the same, or I don't know. I mean, I can't blame him for doing it. I wouldn't want to do it myself.
It is just like any other test or surgery. If you never had it, it seems kind of scary, especially when you're talking about snipping something in that area. So I know a couple of men who have done it. And so Lisa says he should have been took proper steps to make sure that it could never happen. He also needs to stop blaming others for his actions. Does it seem like he was blaming other people?
Well, look, it takes 2 to tango. Now, he's just 50% of the situation, and whoever the young ladies were, they're the other half. They maybe should have made him wear protect, Again, it is so many moving parts to this whole thing with him and the 7, and not even just the 7 women, because there's women before that he was, dealing with. He just didn't get no kids from them. So it's a lot of moving parts with this guy.
Did they know about the other ones though? Did they really take the time to even know? Because who knows what he was telling them? We don't know.
Right. I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure, just getting a glimpse, he looks like a young, a young, handsome man or whatever. So I'm quite sure he was playing the field, especially at that age.
See,
Earl said
he got the snip. See, it's about being proactive. If you're saying that you don't want all of these kids, and even if you say, well, I don't want it right now, Coach T said it's easily reversible for men. So it's about being proactive and being accountable, because he said he is accountable. He just don't give a F. So I think it's about taking control. If you're talking about you don't want any kids, and to make sure that happened, to make sure that you feel like you're not being trapped by these women or whatever, then if you took that action to make that happen, and if they come up pregnant, it ain't yours because you already done had a procedure to make sure that that's not going to happen.
Right. Well, that's one way. But and this young man who's out there just freely being him and doing him, It's a total, well, there was some concernment on his part because he did offer to pay for the abortions. If the ladies were willing to do that. Some of them is against their practice, and I understand, religious things, and they're probably pro-life or whatever the case. But
why use
man, oh man,
birth control though when you can use birth control beforehand?
yeah, they could have. So is this on? But this again, this is on. This is the 50-50 part, because if the young ladies were on birth control, this might not have happened. So is it their fault because they didn't use birth control, or is it his fault because he didn't use a condom?
I think it's both of their responsibility. If you decide, yeah, we're going to take this action, and you know that you're not going to use anything, then we having this conversation. There's a possibility that something may happen. Something may happen in 9 months. Like, you already know in the back of your mind something may happen, especially if he's talking about he's not pulling out. And I already told you, if we discuss birth control and I say, hey, I'm not on any birth control.
Ooh. Ooh. So there's a big possibility. But let's get to him with these ladies. Okay. So one thing, he was honest and he was straight up and said, look.
He was not honest. He did not tell these women beforehand. If you listen to it carefully, he said he told them after they got pregnant, he said he didn't want any kids, they have to get rid of it, and he would pay for the abortion or the plan B. He did not say he had conversations with them before they had sex that he did not want to be a father, but I'm gonna go up in you raw. He did not have that conversation. If you listen to it, he didn't have that conversation with them.
Do you think they still would have laid down and had sex with him, even with him saying that? You think they would have stopped the motion and said, okay, hold on, no?
You may have a few, but all 7, I don't know. And I don't know what kind of women that he was talking to and slept with. I don't know. I just know that it was probably game ran on them. It was probably love bombing that he told them. And with love bombing, we already know it's going to be so fast. It's going to be so overwhelming. You're going to think you found your Mr. Right. And all of a sudden you laying in the bed with this guy and you ain't using no protection. And you thinking, well, he brought me this. He did this for me. He did this. Now, he did say he did the bare minimum, but whatever his definition is, the bare minimum, we don't know. We don't know what he did for these women.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's saying he didn't really do much, for these women to enter their body. So right. They could have just had dinner and then boom, they was at it.
He was saying, like, women, they gave me access to their bodies. So he was really blaming the woman.
Yeah, basically, he said, look, you gave it to me, I'm going to take it. Now, anything after that comes after that, I'm not responsible.
Earl said, I would have rolled with him had it been one time, but 7, who makes the same mistake 7 times?
Right. That's why I said 7. 7 is a lot of kids. 7 different baby mamas. Dealing with one baby mama could be hell.
7 times. And then you telling them but he said that there were more women. But remember, he paid for abortions and gave plan Bs to the ones that didn't want to have the kids.
Right. So he's giving them options. He's giving them options.
So we don't know how many there were besides the 7.
It has to be. I'm quite sure there's a line around the corner, like the clubs at 12 o'clock at night. I'm quite sure there's a long line.
Oh my goodness. And part of me want to believe that the video is just to get attention, just to get conversation started. But I believe that things like this do exist. Lisa says all parties involved are responsible for this mess. It's a shame he's getting famous for this video. Others will jump on the bandwagon and think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. But just how they have portrayed the side chick to be okay in this society.
So it's like if you're number two, it's like you're winning now. So I mean, times has definitely changed in this world, this generation. Oh Lord, I'm just glad I grew up when I grew up. That's all I could say. I'm glad I grew up when I grew up and grew up with the parenting with both of my parents there. You know, I can't give a sob story. Well, I was just raised by my mother. I didn't have no daddy and blah, 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 and this and that. But I saw what it was to take responsibility, and I'm glad that was shown to me. I know everybody's life is different, everybody's path is not the same, but the leadership as us elders that we got to show. And I know these youngsters, they're hard headed. They don't want to listen. They know everything, but there's to a point where they need us and we need them. And we have to teach them and really, they may not listen the first time, but maybe they hear it enough times. And like this young guy, you know, who knows? Maybe now something, and God forbid, something has happened to him where he could have something that he can't even get rid of laying down with all these women. Maybe that'll bring some consciousness to the actions that he has taken. But at the same time, it's not okay.
It's not okay. And I want to come back to what you were saying about having parents in the home. Coach T says, look real close, all. When I was doing my thing, I was the plan B queen because I feared men like this. Ooh, that. Okay, Earl said, regardless of how he feels, he could be put in jail. He could be put in jail. His license can be taken away. Like, they are really not playing when it comes to child support. So now that he has done this video, of course, it's going to go viral. So the people are going to see it. Women can use this video in court. They can use it in court.
Right. And all the ones who he said that he was running from, yes, and y'all was trying to call and this and that, access denied. Yes. Idiot, they just found you. They know where they know what you look like now. They just found you. So, yes, you know, unless he gave some alias, you know.
They can track it. If they want to, they can track it.
I hope he ain't got no criminal record.
They can track it. And people think, oh, I'm getting away with this. No, they could track it, set something up. I was watching TV last night, and it was about the police inviting these criminals who had warrants and telling them that they won these tickets to this Super Bowl. And so they had to come down and register the day before the Super Bowl to get their tickets, right? Bring an ID with you, come register. And the line was so long, these people who had these warrants. And then they was taking them, they ID'd them, showed their ID, and they was taking them in this room, you know, once they ID'd them, and they arrested them one by one. They was arresting these people. So they have their ways of getting these people.
It's like, what are the chances of you winning tickets to the Super Bowl, especially if you haven't registered for anything to that, and you're going to go down there like, woohoo, skipping like a leprechaun, like, you know, I'm the lucky charm, like, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Coach T said, there's evidence now, sir, you're about to be put in deep litigation for 7 whole kids. And what if the women say, I want back child support? I want back child support and current child support. Like, if he's not making good money, he's going to be messed up.
Well, I hope there's DNA tests done, because, you know, again, I watch enough Maury. There's a chance that, you know, maybe 1 or 2 or whatever is not his. So he may get off. Maybe all 7 isn't his. Trying to give him a little benefit of the doubt here.
You think he's shooting blanks?
I think he should have who?
Shooting blanks.
Well, he's 27. I doubt it. I doubt if he's shooting blanks. But he might not be the one who shot the club up.
He's shooting something, paying for abortions, paying for Plan B.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot of money to be kicking out when you can just buy a whole box of condoms for what, like $1.99 or whatever. Hell, even if you go to some of the places, they be giving them out free. Even on the street, sometimes like that part, they be giving them out free. So it's really not an excuse. You can go to your local bodega, supermarket, wherever, $1.99 can save you a lifetime of problems.
There were so many. That's true. There were so many red flags. Like, he's really a red flag walking. But if you don't really take the time to look, listen, observe, then you probably not going to pick up on it. Because sometimes we be so much in a rush thinking we found that one. Because, you know, with women, it's about what we hear. With men, it's about what you see. So if he's talking a good game, and it's like, oh, okay, then maybe I done found me somebody. And then you open yourself up to this person, and then here you are stuck with this child that you have to raise on your own. Because
Right.
if you don't believe in abortion, if you don't want to take the plan B, then you I don't want to say you stuck, but you're raising this child by yourself.
Yeah, but you are really stuck. You are stuck. Because he said, don't come to me for no financial responsibility. So
Emotional.
I'm quite sure he quit his job, so they're not going to get any rears. He could be out in the street just, you know, hustling, making money for whatever. But can you imagine if, you know how they do like sex offenders, they have to register and they can't be nowhere near a child and this, that. If they did it for men like this, like, look, he's a repeat offender. He's not going to take care of the kids, and you know he got to register and do. I'm quite sure things would be much better. I mean, not saying that there's going to be a poster and like, hey, yes, I am a idiot or whatever, but that's at the woman's discretion. She is the one who's supposed to be doing the interview, asking the questions, knowing. But yeah, he must got game for days.
I'm saying sometimes you could do all of that, and you can have this person love bombing you and telling you everything you want to hear. And it comes with, sometimes women, we talk too much. When we meet a guy, we telling him everything, so he mimics everything we say, and you think you found the one. And he really hasn't been vested. He really hasn't put in the time to deserve anything from you.
Right. But you're giving them one of the most precious things, which is your body, your temple. Like I said, I can't.
No protection. No, I don't know where you've been for the last month. I don't know where you've been this last week or even this morning. You are not about to put that dirty thing. No, you're not. No, I'm not touching it. I'm not sniffing it. No, I know. No. I know my status, right? I get tested every year. I know my status. I don't know your status. I don't know where you've been. No, you're not about to change my life in the blink of an eye, all because for some little 5 pumps. No, we're not doing this. We're not.
Well, now, you know, I have a friend, and she was married, and her husband was stepping out, and she came back HIV positive because of him. So even knowing this person, it still was happening, and she still ended up with her life being changed. And then it passed on to the kid. Now, I know I shouldn't be putting her business out there, but, you know, she talks about it and she preached about it, you know, now. She's much happier. She's good and everything, but I don't think he doesn't take care of the kid. And he caused all of this. And this is somebody who she knew, or at least she thought she knew.
Sometimes it is somebody you know, and your guards be let down, and you still allow them to enter you with no protection. And this is what happened.
But it was her husband.
It could be your husband. That don't mean they're not gonna bring you nothing home. A lot of times,
that's true. But are you gonna make your husband wear protection?
If I figure he's stepping out, you're gonna wear something, or we about to go get this test. If I know you stepping out, a lot of times you know. A lot of times women, we know. We know. Sometimes you just ignore it. Sometimes you try to wish it away. A lot of times you know when that person is stepping out. And if you have any inkling that something is going on, okay, hold up. I'm on my way to the clinic. You need to be going too. I'm about to go and get myself checked out. If I check out clean, you're not about to touch this. No, I can't be a cookie. Magic Johnson is rich. She has money. So, you know, she probably was like, okay, I'm just going to stay here. Or she might have stayed there because all the other men already knew she had AIDS. So nobody probably was going to touch her. So it's like, okay.
Well, at least they thought. I thought she was clear, though.
She is clear, but men know. They don't know. All they know is he got it and she been with him.
but he's cleared now. He went,
Yeah.
before Dr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi cured him,
You
hooked him
think
up before he passed.
you think women are running to have sex with him like they were before?
No, but I
Okay.
bet you there's always one. Just to
That
say,
might have been the one that gave it to him.
could have, or it could be another one like, hey, I got it too. Might as well, knowing that he got it, so we just might as well just pass it back and forth between us.
Could be. Did I read this, Coach T? Coach T says the system is gonna ask for back pay on her behalf. The only way he dodges the bullet is if she declines it. That's so true. And these women may not even decline it because he been dodging them. So they may be like, no.
Look, they got to catch him first. You got to find him first.
They go.
He's probably in a whole nother state right now.
Trust me, they're gonna catch him. If these women know his name, his first, last name, and they know a last known address, that's really all you need. Really, they can look it up. Especially like if he has a record, they can look that stuff up.
But like I said, if he was smart and he gave an alias name, like we don't even know his name from the video, but let's just say if he gave the name, told him that his name was Marcus and his real name is Troy, he can deny.
True. See, this is why social media is such a danger sometimes, because if he already had a social media page, any type of social media page, his face, all you got to do is put his face in Google. You know how you go to Google and you put it there and you're looking for an item? It'll bring up social media pages. It'll bring up his name.
Well, I hope he didn't use his real name.
So whether he uses his real name or not, it'll bring it up. And who knows? He might have been this, from what I saw on his page, this is how he talks. So maybe this one just went viral, but this is how he normally talks. But then he was contradicting himself, because in one of the videos he was saying, don't taking care of these chicks. The only person you take care of is your wife and the baby and your baby mama, the women who have your kids. And so he must have made this before the video went viral. And it's like, wait a minute. In this video, you're saying one thing, and then in this recent video, you're saying something different. So he was contradicting himself even in the video.
Wow. Isn't it funny how sex and violence is always the number one seller in this nation, versus when you put something positive out, it gets no looks, no likes, no viralness, nothing.
No. Totally.
Here we do this show every Monday and we spread positivity. You think like, hey, let's go viral with this. But no, but you got this one guy who talking about F them kids, I ain't taking care of them or you, and it's all over the world.
2 million and some views. I
told you, this society is messed up. Messed up. 2 million?
It's probably more than that by now, because I didn't listen to it. You listened to it. We just played it just now. Coach T said he should be paying to Plan B and abortions. However, it's unnecessary because both could have just be responsible.
Now, it's really going to mess him up if you get to one of them states with one of these young ladies where abortion is banned, because they're trying to pass that bill in certain areas. So I don't know what he's going to do.
And I don't know. I don't know where he's at, because it didn't really say. Coach T says, I do think there is something to be said for these women out here trying to trap men with babies just to keep him. You can't do that. When he already told you he don't want kids.
He's still doing that?
No, but that's if he told you. Now, some people don't tell you until you get pregnant. Then once you get pregnant, they're like, you got to get rid of that. She goes, then act surprised when he's a deadbeat dad. Some of them you can tell just by the track record. You already know he's not taking care of his kids. You already see it. He has no relationship with his kids. He don't even like his kids. He talk bad about all the baby mamas. And then here you are thinking, oh, I'm going to be the one to change his mind. And the guy said that in his video, Rizal. He said, even though I'm doing this video, there's still going to be some women who are going to be trying to get with him.
And I believe him. Like I said, there's always one. The only thing they're going to do Hey, they may wear protection. They may not. But there's always one. Trust and believe. He probably got DMs out the yin right now. Talking about, look, I don't care. Look, there are some women out there who don't care about the other women. Just be good to me. I don't care about them.
He already told you he's not gonna be good. He don't even care. Earl said 5 pumps. That's funny. I'm for real. Sometimes it's just 5 pumps, and they done close their eyes. It's like 5 pumps. You're like, what just happened? You're like, really? I can't. And he said he can't imagine paying 18 years for 5 pumps. I'm serious.
Bernie Mac said it's 50. Count if you ain't doing nothing.
It's going to be 50. So serious. It's one time I was like, what? I just hurry up, put my clothes on. I don't even know what happened. And I think he was trying to get around too. I was out of there. He was like, what's going on? I was like, I gotta go. Man. And you want to hear something funny? This would say I was much, I think I probably was like 20 or something like that. I saw him on the train. He was with his friends, and I had gave him a wrong name, right? So he didn't even know. I gave him my middle name, so he didn't know my real name. So I was on the train, and he was with his friends, and he saw me. And I didn't block him after that, but I stopped answering his calls, because back then we didn't have that. I stopped answering his calls. And then so he saw me on a train like a couple of years later. And then I just heard somebody hollering, Kimberly. And I was like, and so I didn't say anything, right? He with about 4 or 5 guys. And so he got off the train before the doors closed. He was like, I know that's her. So before the doors closed, I was like, hey, Robert. And the doors closed. He's like, I knew it was her. I knew
it. You should have been quiet.
I knew it. I was like, man.
He didn't try to reach out to you after that?
I don't know, because I never answered. He did. I never answered his calls. I was like, this is not going to happen again. You're not going to get me. Yeah. So, yeah, it's 5 pumps are so real. So did I read this? Lisa says he might not use his real name, but if the video goes viral, someone will recognize him and somebody's going to open their mouth.
Now, Steve, this is what happens when you want to introduce them to the friends and all of that, because one of the friends be like, ain't that such and such that such and such was dealing with? See, that's why you don't.
Somebody gonna say something, or
you don't introduce them to the friends for none of that, especially if they like, a jump off or one night, whatever the case.
He said they was jump off. He said that. He said they were all. He said they were all jump off. He mentioned in the video, he said some of these women, some of them had money, some of them was, working, some of them was just ratchet. He said it was a combination of women. It wasn't just like, all broke women. No, he said some of these women had nice jobs. They just made themselves available for him with no condom.
What they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
He must got some strong game, because
he definitely got a mouthpiece on him in more ways than one.
The mouth and not the pumps. It had to be the pumps because you got the kids. Okay, never mind. Coach T said women they do. So women can have this thought that they are the exception to the rule, and he did mention that they let me try. Maybe he ain't gonna do that to me. I got this, girl. Please, it's all the same. It's just all the same. Yours is no different. No different. Coach T said he doesn't know what it is to be a good woman. He doesn't know what a good woman is. What I was thinking? I was thinking that maybe he got hurt by somebody, because normally when men turn into F-boys, somebody done hurt them, did something, and now I'm out to get everybody. I just can't see a guy that has been treated right by women going off and doing some dumb stuff like this.
I can, but not to the extreme of what he's taking it to. And depending on how young they are, because I can tell you from experience, like me and my wife, even though we was high school sweethearts, we were young. We were 15 and 16. We still had a whole world out there to explore. And I did my thing, she did her thing, but at the end of the day, we came back together and we made it work.
You wouldn't leave 7 kids out there and asking people to have abortions, were you? Hello?
Look, we got to stay focused on the topic. Stay focused on the topic.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to say there were some. No, I wasn't doing it like him.
Okay. What? All right. We're gonna leave that alone.
Now,
all right, you guys.
I think this guy, he is sexually irresponsible and an absent father. We're going to take the title Deadbeat off. He is absent. He is not there. He's an absent father.
Okay. I agree with that. So according to the U.S. Census Bureau, it says 18.4 million children, 1 in 4, live without their biological step-adopted father in the home.
Correct.
That's enough children to fill New York City twice and Los Angeles at least 4 times. Research showed that a father's absence affects the children in numerous unfortunate ways, while the father presence makes a positive difference in the lives of both the children, and the mom.
Right. That's why I said I was fortunate to be raised by both my parents, and it did make a difference because it taught me a lot of things. I saw a lot of things, and I learned from those things that I saw. So if you don't have a father in the home, you're not going to know how to be one, unless somebody take you under their wing. You got to be around men to act like a man.
I agree. So what are some consequences result of fatherlessness?
Having 7 baby mamas. And all of them looking for you. It's like you got to watch your back constantly now. It's worse than the drug game. You don't know which mama going to pop out the bushes on you. I'm like, I got you. There he is.
They all may just band together and be like, all right, let's put our nose together, y'all. We're going to get them. This is crazy.
Yeah. And it'd be crazy if they all know each other, or maybe now they know each other and they really just start putting pieces together. Well, what name did he give you? He told me Roger. Well, what name did he give you? He told me Yusef.
And then I'm gonna push some of the responsibility back on the women, because we shouldn't just be giving ourselves to men that easily, right? I mean, if you're looking for a meaningful relationship, then you got to put in the time for it and make sure that, again, you have vested this man and you have been around his family, been around his friends, you know him, you get a good idea. You got other people that can vouch for, this person's character. You've seen this man in all seasons, and and you still may have some that may act crazy, but at least you put in the time, and this just wasn't no one night stand. This wasn't no month, and you done gave yourself to this person. They disappear, and then you tell them you're pregnant, and they pushing abortion or Plan B on you. Like, as women, we have to be more responsible. If he's not bringing up using a condom, then guess what? Here you go. Or guess what? We're not doing it.
Well, it was no time for a relationship. It was just room to hit it.
I mean, if that's what you're going to do, then use protection.
Oh, that's what happened. Well, it's too late now.
That's why you should do it God's way and not have sex before marriage, and then you won't have to worry about this. I'm just saying.
Is the commercial coming up now? Go to commercial on that one.
We are live on Intellectual Radio, you guys. And I hope that you are enjoying the show. We're talking about deadbeat dads, or as Rizal says, absent fathers or absent dads, and they're being sexually irresponsible. So I hope that you're enjoying the show. Lisa says, you took the words out of my mouth. They should join forces and get his butt. Trust me.
They can find him. He's good. He like Osama bin Laden when they was trying to find him. He out there moving. He out there shaking and moving. But at the end, look, eventually you get tired of running. You get tired.
You get comfortable. You get relaxed, and you let your guards down.
He got to be on his toes for more than 18 years.
Really?
Well, depending if they were just... again, we don't know if they were all born around the same time. We were born last year, 2 years ago. We don't know like how old these kids are. But Either way, he got to run till they at least 18.
Oh, well, if they know who he is and they already got a child support order in, then the money is just going to rack up. And whether they're 18 or not, he still would have to pay.
Do you think that he's going to pay that back child support?
Maybe they're going to take state taxes. We just said they can go to jail and they're going to take your license. It's going to cripple him from really doing
that. Man ain't working no job. That man is hustling. He know. Look, he's smart. He know not to, because he had to put identification, social security number, all that stuff, and that's just a way to get. No, that man is out there hustling. He ain't got no job. Lisa, his name Tommy.
Lisa said they can track your cell phone signals and everything. He can't be found. Trust me, he can be found. He can. He is not above the law. He's not exempt. And now that he put himself on Facebook, it just makes it so much easier for him to be found.
Yeah, he was an idiot for doing that.
Yeah.
That was definitely the number uno idiotic thing that he did, was to go live and talk about it.
He could have used his voice, just his voice, and not his face.
Yeah, black out the screen.
Yeah.
Or put that blur thing on. Shoot, Instagram got them filters. He could have just filtered his face and did something. Boy, oh boy.
Somebody gonna spill the beans. Somebody gonna spill the beans. Coach T said, I blame the parents that would practice telling their daughters not to bring a baby home, but tell their sons, if you get a girl pregnant, it's not the same. Cause what? Because she and her parents will be responsible for that. And that's true, because we do treat the girls different from the guys, but it should be the same. Nobody bring no baby home. Nobody get pregnant, whether it's going to their house or our house. You gotta tell them the same thing.
That's right. That's what Mama told me. She said, don't bring no baby home. And I didn't.
You gotta tell them the same thing.
But when I did, she was my wife.
You got to tell them the same thing. So this is one of the consequences of having a fatherless home, is 85% of the youth that are in prison because they have a fatherless home. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 90% of all homes and runaway children are from fatherless homes. It says nearly 25 million children live without their biological father. 60% of youth suicide are from fatherless homes. It's deep. All right, Rizal, go ahead. We're gonna wrap it up.
I just can't blame the guy, because it's not just him. It's also the courts. It's also the courts that's involved. It's also the moms. Portraying this.
Don't go to court though. If you don't go to court, how is it the court? All they doing is enforcing what somebody told them. If the woman takes you to court, but you could have a conversation with that woman before court and say, hey, let's not do this. I'm going to step up for my child. The reason why you're going to court is because you did not step up for the child. In some cases. Cases.
Because remember when I told you my story was totally different. I wanted that, but the court was like, nah, we're going to give it to the aunt, like a third part. So no, it be the courts also.
In some cases, some men do deserve it because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You were definitely an exception to the rule where that happened to you. But there are some men that avoid the court purposely.
Right.
They avoid taking care of their children. What happened to you is very unfortunate, and it just shows you how the system really needs to be revamped. It really does. It really does.
We need to get them old. Well.
Don't cuss, Rizal. Don't cuss.
It's PG-13. There's certain things.
Give me some words of wisdom talking about absent fathers and sexually being, just not responsible with sex that could lead to children.
Right. Sex is definitely a responsible thing, and you definitely should know who you are laying down with, because you can wake up, you go to sleep as 2 and wake up as 3. And if it wasn't planned, or that becomes the situation, it's definitely a lifetime change for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will leave you with these words of wisdom is being a father is like shaving. No matter how good you shave today, you have to do it all over again tomorrow. So you guys don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Coming up at 7 p.m. on Intellectual Radio is The People Show with Mark Wallace and Charles Thomas. Join me next Monday right here at 6 p.m. on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. And co-hosting with me today is Rizal, a.k.a. The Biz. Warriors Talk is changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.